Sitting is one of the most painful problems for people with back, butt, and sciatica symptoms. And the first thing that people default to is doing all sorts of figure four stretches, sitting on spiky balls, digging their fists into their butt cheeks, or doing nerve glides to try to relieve the symptoms that they feel when they're sitting. But sitting is actually just a position. It's the absence of motion. Trying to fix pain that's present with the absence of motion in a static position, using motion as medicine, often doesn't work that well. As the old saying goes, you can't out-exercise a bad diet, meaning if you're trying to lose weight, you can run on the treadmill all you want, but if you're eating donuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's not going to work. The same thing happens with pain. You can do all the best treatments or exercises in the world, but if there's some habit or routine, in this case, maybe the way you're sitting, those things are constantly pouring gas on the fire, the movement won't work. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 habits that after reviewing over 10,000 back, butt, and sciatic pain cases are often present in people who have piriformis or leg symptoms, and changing or tweaking how you sit can make a world of difference. Then after this, I'm going to show you how these modifications start to inform a specific motion that you might want to try on to accelerate relief. My name is Dr. Charlie Johnson, physical therapist. Be sure to follow along and try out each of these individual tweaks and then follow up to see how this might lead to using movement as medicine to resolve your pain in the butt. The first habit that often contributes to back, butt, and sciatica symptoms while sitting is what I call a closed hip trunk angle, whereby when we are engaged in work, we tend to sit closer to the edge of the chair. Sometimes we even cross our legs and we lean on in, and you can see my leg and my trunk are in a closed or acute position. So my trunk and my legs, oftentimes this reduces blood supply and oxygen and puts stretch on the sciatic nerve and the piriformis muscle. So one thing you're going to want to consider and or try on as a tweak, a slight modification, is to open the hip trunk angle. Instead of leaning into your work, try leaning out of your work like this, opening up the hip trunk angle and bellying up, scooting into your work, and try working like this, pulling work towards you. So give that a try. One of 3 things is going to happen. You're either going to feel same, in which case how you sit might not matter, hip trunk angle wise. It might feel better, in which case this is something you're going to want to continue to use or try on. And then it may feel worse. In a very rare case that it does feel worse, we'll go back to finding a more comfortable position. The second habit which contributes to symptoms while sitting is unsupported sitting. So you're going to want to try to sit in a supported position. So most people with back, butt, sciatica symptoms have been led to believe that you need to sit up tall and that that's the best thing you can do is having this perfect or good posture. But the best posture is the next posture, and you want to remain variable, comfortable, and easy in how you're moving throughout the day. So sitting unsupported means you may be sitting maybe on a bar stool if you're working from home, or sitting on the edge of your chair. We have backs on chairs for a reason, because we know that when we're sitting up tall unsupported, it takes a lot more effort of your core muscles, your back muscles, your hip flexor muscles. This can create kind of chronic tension in the front of your hips. Also, your pelvic floor muscles have to be more engaged to hold you up throughout the day. Now, it's not real hard work, but muscles are sort of like sponges. And if you've ever cut a steak apart, you can see that there's blood inside. And so if we are constantly sitting up tall, contracting our muscles, even at just a low level throughout the day, what's happening is we're starting to squeeze the muscles. We're starting to reduce the blood supply to them. And the reason that this is something we want to try to avoid is because the more we cut off the blood supply, the more we reduce oxygen and nutrients to the muscles and to the body as we're trying to work. So this can create chronic tension. If you have lots of tightness and tension in your butt, in your back, in your hips, and you feel like it just won't go away, think about, how are you sitting? Are you sitting unsupported? Are you leaning in, the first thing we talked about? And then are you sitting up tall, unsupported, not allowing your body, your pelvic floor, your hips to relax? If so, try scooting back. Try leaning into your chair. Try supporting yourself throughout the day. Again, pulling yourself into your work, as that will make sitting as easy and comfortable as possible. So if you've been told to sit up tall, you now have my permission to just slouch and relax back and find the most comfy position possible. And again, by being in a relaxed position, this allows us to reduce the overall muscular activation required of sitting, which increases the blood supply, oxygen, and nutrients to the area that needs it most. The third thing I'm going to ask you to try on if you have pain in the back, butt, and or leg while you're sitting is a simple twist. So what I want you to do is, if you're sitting there right now and you have symptoms, maybe in the butt, maybe a little numbness, tingling going down the leg, I want you to sit and I want you to just twist a little bit to the right, and you can lean back and you can relax. And I want you to hold that position. And while you're holding that position, I want you to ask yourself, what happens to my symptoms? So you take a snapshot at baseline, then you get in a right twisted position. You stay here for 20, 30 seconds. Do things feel same, better, or worse? Then I want you to go ahead and I want you to do the same thing to the left. Sit in this twisted position, just find comfort, and ask yourself, same, better, or worse? And oftentimes what you'll find is that either one or both directions change your symptoms. So let's just say that twisting to my left made things worse. That's okay. That tells us that we need to be mindful of how that left seated twist might be showing up in our workday, in our life. If twisting to the right, let's just say, made us feel better, then now we may be able to use that as a motion moving forward, or what we could do is we could position ourselves more in a right twist throughout the day. So for example, let's just say you're sitting there and you're working on a computer, and you find the right twist tends to reduce the symptoms in your back, butt, or leg. Well, what you could do is you could turn your chair slightly to the left, which puts you in a right twist. Just a little bit. It moves you closer to the motion, which makes you feel better. Or what you could do is you could change the position of your workstation. So you could maybe move things a little bit more to the right, so you have to stay twisted a little bit more to the right. Or if you're constantly reaching to the left for a phone or for some paperwork or pens, pencils, whatever, you could try to move those things to the right. So start to think about, if I have a yummy or a feel-good right twist, how could I bake that into my day? How could I rotate myself slightly? How could I set up my workstation so I'm a little bit more biased towards the right twist? How could I potentially turn that into a motion? That's the one motion that we're going to talk about next, a seated twist. Now let's just say that twisting the left was yucky. So right is good, left is yucky. Oftentimes what we find is that people who get stuck in persistent pain and can't get rid of their symptoms, no matter how many exercises they want to do, they're doing something in their day-to-day life which is keeping them from healing. In this case, if the left twist is yucky, ask yourself, how is that left twist showing up in my life? For example, I chatted with an individual earlier. He's an architect. His main monitor is here, but his laptop, which he's constantly working on, is to the left. And so he's constantly twisted to the left. I work with another person who's a dentist, and she's constantly leaning forward, a closed hip trunk angle, and to the left. And so in some cases, avoidance of a left twist is not always possible. But start to ask yourself, how is this yucky left twist, this painful left twist, when I do it, it increases my symptoms. Am I doing that throughout my workday? How is it showing up for me? Maybe there's something you're constantly reaching to on the left side or reaching for on the left side. Maybe it's your monitor setup. Maybe it's the way your room's set up. Maybe people constantly are walking in that door over there, let's just say, and so you're constantly turning that way. And so I don't know what it's going to be for you, but start to think, okay, how can I bake the twist, if I did find that one side made me feel better, into my day-to-day routine with slight little tweaks or changes? And then how can I start to subtract the twist, which maybe makes me feel yucky? In this case, maybe a left twist, or maybe it's a right twist for you. Okay, so how is a yucky twist, if you did have a yucky twist, showing up in your life? Start to think about your workplace setup, how you move throughout the day, your work environment, or just the things that you do throughout the day, even outside of work. Are you doing exercises which are constantly twisting you to the yucky side? Are you doing trunk rotations? Because that's what PT told you should do. If you're doing a trunk rotation, your legs are to the right, well, that's a left trunk twist. Do you really want to do that? Are you going to the chiropractor and they're laying you on the side and then they're cracking you? If so, that's a left twist. Are you sure you want to keep providing those yucky inputs? Probably not. It may limit your healing. And again, try to bake in the twist which reduces your symptoms if you did find what makes you feel better. And if you found that neither the right twist or the left twist made you feel better, then just ixnay all of this twist conversation and just stick with the other recommendations. Now, we can still apply the one motion. So we talked about the 3 tweaks. The first tweak was, hey, be mindful of having a close hip trunk angle. Try to open the hip trunk angle. The second one was be mindful of not being unsupported with your sitting. Try being supported so you can reduce the overall effort and muscular requirements. You're not reducing the blood supply, oxygen, and nutrients. And the third one is try a simple twist. See if you can find one that reduces your symptoms in the moment. And if any of these tweaks are true, especially the last one, the twists, I always say tweaks or modifications drop clues like cookies drop crumbs. Meaning, a tweak that you find is valuable can inform you as to a motion that you could use, bottle up as medicine. So if a right twist made you feel better, for example, then start to ask yourself, well, how could I use that throughout the day as medicine? How could I chew on that frequently throughout the day to accelerate my healing? Not only does that twist and knowing which makes me feel better help me optimize the environment so I'm not constantly picking the scab by going into a left twist, for example, and I can position myself in a right twist to improve the chances of my healing throughout the day while I'm working. But then I can turn it into a movement that I can use as a pill. All right, and all pills have a dose, frequency, and timing. So let's talk about this. Now what I would ask you to do is find a yucky motion. And when I say find a yucky motion, find a problematic motion, a motion that increases your symptoms. For most people with back, butt, and sciatica problems, that's going to be either a figure 4 motion, like this, or a leg raise, where your leg is straight and you're trying to stretch it out. All right, so go ahead, do some of these motions, see how they feel, and find one that feels problematic, that reproduces the pain in your back, butt, or leg. Maybe it causes a lot of tension, some nervy symptoms. Find something that just triggers the symptoms. Get an idea of how bad or how yucky that motion is, how painful, how problematic it is. Just do it 1 or 2 times, get a sense for it. Snapshot it. Now, based off what we talked about a moment ago, the tweaks, go ahead and turn that into a movement that you can use as medicine. For example, remember the right twist was yummy, the left was yucky. Left is going to be off limits because doing an exercise over and over again, which is painful, is probably not going to make you feel good, pain-free, if that's your goal, of course. All right, but a right twist. So now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you go into the yummy twist repeatedly. So we just tested a yucky motion. We found that it was problematic. Let's just say the figure 4 on the right side. Now you're going to do 2 sets of 20 reps. By the way, this needs to be pain-free. Only do this twist or any motion to resolve your pain if it's pain-free. 95+% of people will respond to doing motions that are pain-free to feel pain-free, not doing yucky motions, okay? So 2 sets of 20. So do 20, break for 5-10 seconds. Again, you don't have to sit up tall for this. You just find something that's comfortable. You do it. 2 sets of 20, done. Now, here's how you know it works. Retest it. So then you're going to go and you're going to retest. And if immediately you notice that the leg raise is better, that one of the figure 4 is better, whatever yucky motion you had is better, then you know that that right twist not only is going to help you throughout the day if you're able to bake it in, but then also you can bottle up that tweak which was valuable, use it as medicine, and slap a prescription on it. Now I'm going to say, if it made that yucky motion immediately better, do it. 2 sets of 20 twists, in this case to the right. Only go one side. You're not going to walk in circles. You'll be all right. 3 times a day, whenever needed. Whenever it makes most sense. Timing is important too. So if you know you have a long meeting, try a bunch of the twists and then go to the meeting. See how you feel. If you know you have a long car ride, do a bunch and or slightly rotate yourself in the car so you're slightly baked into the right twist position. Hopefully it makes sense. If it made no difference, let's just say that you did this, it was yucky, you did 2 sets of 20 and it's just as yucky. Now try holds, tweak it, okay? So now try 3 30-second holds of a twist to the right. Just relax, get in that position. 30 seconds, break, 30 seconds, break, 30 seconds. Now retest, and oftentimes you'll find that reps don't work, but for some reason holds do. Now you're gonna do 3 30-second holds 3 times throughout the day. But let's just say that didn't work, well the twist isn't for you. Let's just say you did the twist, it was pain-free, but it made your motion worse. Well then, don't do it. And again, this is not the motion for you. We've got to go hunting or looking for other motions. We've got to go to the movement pharmacy, if you will, and find the one motion that's going to be safe, immediately effective, so pain-free, immediately effective at the right dose for you. All right, so this is how you take this idea of, well, you could do all these stretches, but if there's some way that you're sitting, a habit or routine, something you're not aware of, something you don't know yet, with regards to sitting, then it could be keeping all that stuff from working. So we start to look at the habits. The closed hip trunk angle, try opening it. The unsupported sitting, try supporting it. The way that you're just slightly twisted and how that might show up in your life in ways that maybe aren't so valuable or conducive to you healing. And then ways that do seem to help. And then we bottle that up and we turn it into a motion. The trunk twist in this case is a motion that helps many people with back, butt, sciatica problems while they're sitting, reduce their symptoms. And it's so easy, it's so effortless, you can integrate it in your day-to-day life. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. Let me know below your response to the tweaks and maybe your response to that one motion. Again, there's many other motions, there's many other things we could talk about. I help people all around the world with back, butt, and sciatica problems learn to heal these problems naturally. If you're interested in learning more, check out my other videos. Thanks so much.